A couple of months ago, I made a podcast recording about why I think it is a good idea for us to keep in touch with our wedding clients. Now, the reason why I made that episode is because there are a lot of us in the industry who think that this is just a one and done. So you shoot the wedding, or you plan the wedding, whatever it is that you do, you MC, and then when you're done, you say thank you very much, and then you move on to the next person. Now, so the reason why I made that initial podcast recording was to try and get us into the mindset that yes, in a sense, it is a one and done because our clients get married. And apart from one photographer I know who has photographed a bride twice, that's two different weddings, marry, divorce, and get married again. Most of us, God willing, typically are only going to shoot the wedding one time, only going to work on the wedding one time. So we do not anticipate that the bride is going to be repeat business or the groom is going to be repeat business because you photographed him for the first wife and then for the second wife, or you planned the wedding for the first wife and then the second wife. So yes, in a sense, it's a one and done. However, for people in other industries, they have a sense that we should get repeat business and we should bring people in through not just repeat business but referrals. Okay. So for us, the avenue of repeat business is kind of closed off. That's if you're going to think strictly in terms of weddings. But if you do realize that there are other avenues because they have children, and then you're looking at them bringing in referrals, friends, family, and associates, then it actually is a good idea to keep in touch with your clients from your wedding practice. So that was the primary reason why I made the podcast recording months ago on the topic. There was something that I mentioned briefly in the last recording, which is that another reason why you should keep in touch with your brides and grooms is because you find that there are often interesting people who are working on other interesting and enterprising ideas, and it might not be a bad idea if you were to get a slice of that as well. Well, regardless of whether you're going to be able to get a slice or not, you sharpen your business skills, you lead to more opportunities when you keep in touch and you see ways that you can add value to whatever it is that your brides and grooms are interested in. Because let's face it, we are Nigerians, and Nigerians very rarely do only one hustle. So today you're a wedding planner, but that doesn't mean you're going to spend the next 20 years being a wedding planner. And it's from keeping in touch, networking, and broadening our personal and business circles that we find leeways and new paths into what the future holds for us. Now, the reason why I'm making this recording today is because I'm currently involved in one of those interesting and exciting circumstances that I'm currently in just because I kept in touch with brides and grooms that I had worked with in the past. So one of my former clients, well, apart from the fact that they've sent, I think, 2 referrals, currently the bride and the groom, they're involved in a telemedicine startup or enterprise, or I'm not sure what you're going to call it. Anyway, but the whole idea behind telemedicine is that you don't necessarily have to go to a doctor. You can use the opportunities that modern technology has, or have rather. So, phone calls, video calls, stuff like that. You can consult with a physician on the cheap and on the go. And if you need in-person examination, then they have partners and other physical establishments that you can walk into so you can be physically examined. But basically the initial consultation where you have a professional help you pass out whether you need more remedial services or you need greater investigation, things of that nature. Basically, they're going to be able to sort out speedy consultations at an affordable price. And I figured that's interesting. So I'm talking to them now to explore ways about how they can access the wider market. So take this interesting idea, run with it, and see what kind of company that you can build out of the back of it. Now, this is interesting and very stimulating exercise for those of us who are interested in business beyond the world of wedding photography and wedding planning and things of that nature. And so the reason why I'm in this mix right now is because I kept in touch with past clients Not just because I was hoping that we would get repeat referrals from, but also because it's the more human thing to do. It's the more interesting thing, a much more interesting thing to do, and it leads to more interesting opportunities and adventures down the line. Now, currently, this isn't the only what should I say, medically themed enterprise that I am involved in at the moment. There's also another client, and what they are setting up is a mental health clinic. So this one is not going to be okay, I'm not sure what the technical term is, because there's medicine for the body and then there's medicine for the mind. So this is not medicine for the body. This is not malaria and typhoid and what have you. So this is going to be purely, excuse me, purely mental based. It doesn't include occupational therapy, so just purely mental based. And I figured that this is really interesting stuff. Now, this wouldn't have been stuff that I would have been exposed to if I was like most people who think weddings and events is one and done. So I'm done with this, and thank you very much for the check. Bye bye, and then I move on to the next person. So I know that this is not a systematic treatise giving very good reasons about why you should keep in touch with your clients, but I hope this is kind of anecdotal and shines some light on why this might be a good idea in the future. Because, a good idea for now because of the opportunities that might present itself in the future. And after all, what have you got to lose? If you try keeping in touch and it looks like a dud experience and you guys are not flowing, then you can cut the ties, and you haven't really wasted any time or effort per se. You've just spent a few hundred naira on call credit, and then if you give it a try and it doesn't work for you, then maybe you can stick with your one and done thing. But I really think we should keep in touch. There are lots of things that we can leverage for the future. Yes, it's nebulous, and yes, there are too many unknowns, but life is an adventure, so why not open up yourself to the adventure and see how you can find suitable allies and playing partners who are along for the road. So thank you very much for listening to the podcast today. I'm your host, Abuja-based event and wedding photographer, Tabishima Ayede. Thank you very much for your attention. I'll catch you guys on the next recording.